What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I gotta say, I've been having an absolute blast playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, but at the end of the day, I think there's still one massive thing that is holding back a lot of people from purchasing this game. And regardless if the game is fun or not, it will still dictate if they want to go ahead and get into this experience. And that is the skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare 2. Now, I know a ton of people out there are wondering, well, how has the matchmaking evolved? From the beta to current date, has it gotten any better? Is it less sweaty? Well, I think I've put in enough hours into this game to see if the skill-based matchmaking is either thick or not. I've been playing with full 6-man parties. I've messed around in solo. I've been playing pretty much every single day over on my stream. And by the way, if you guys do want to squad up with us over on my stream, the link to that is down in the description of this video. We always have open lobbies, and you can add me pretty much whenever you want. But with the time that I have played within this game, I can 110% tell you that skill-based matchmaking is sadly in full effect. Now, I'll be honest, it doesn't really affect me too much anymore like it did back in the day because, like I said, I play with full 6-man parties all the time. We're streaming, we have a bunch of people squatting up with us, so it doesn't really affect us anymore. We have multiple mixed playstyles, multiple mixed personalities, and it kind of balances out the matchmaking throughout the whole party. So it's pretty nice when you play with a full 6-man party. It brings back the old school days of the randomness factor. Sometimes you'll get a casual lobby, or as we would say, a god lobby. Sometimes we'll get, a laid back lobby where you're versing people who are similarly skilled, but you guys aren't really competing. You're just kind of playing average. And then, of course, you'll get your pro lobbies, on the occasion, of course. Not all the time, but you will have to sweat your butt off every once in a while. And that's how it feels when you play in a 6-man party. But in these recent Call of Duty games, the solo player has been absolutely ripped a new one. I mean, it's impossible to play current Call of Duty solo. And even though I play with a full squad now, I started off my Call of Duty career playing the game solo. My love for the franchise grew playing solo. There was always a spot for a solo player to enjoy Call of Duty. It was the ultimate casual, laid-back shooter. That's what made it so special. So I will always be able to relate with that part of the community, no matter what. And to see skill-based matchmaking absolutely destroy that community is just such a letdown. And before everybody starts going down in the comment section and saying, oh, you just want to stomp bots, you just want to destroy casuals, that's not the case. It's not fun dropping an AC-130 against a bunch of bots. You know what's fun? Versing someone who's equally skilled and you drop an AC-130. That feels like an accomplishment. When you're actually raining down terror, it feels successful. Versing lower tiered players, I mean, nobody's going to complain with that, right? Nothing's wrong with getting some streaks easily. But at the end of the day, when it comes to, the feeling of satisfaction, that real adrenaline rush, there's nothing quite the adrenaline rush of going on a massive streak against people who are, really competent enough to take you out. That is the ultimate feeling. So it's not to complain about the competition. The competition isn't the problem here. As a solo player, it's the team that you are put with. You see, the algorithm is really weird in Call of Duty. For a solo player, it's almost like the algorithm specifically wants to make sure every bit of that competition is equal to you. And that's understandable. Skill-based matchmaking has always been in Call of Duty. It's needed in any game, honestly, out there. People who are physically disabled, maybe mentally disabled. Some of these individuals love video games, but there has to be a specific category for them to be able to play in. Because obviously, you don't want the, the the young 12, 13-year-old sweat lord who has mastered every possible movement mechanic in that type of lobby. It will be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some matchmaking placed into these games. But the matchmaking doesn't work in favor of you as well. It will find the competition for you, but when it comes to your own teammates, it wants you to carry. It forgets about your whole squad. It will make everybody on the enemy team equally KD'd, equal win-loss ratio, everything the exact same stats as you. But then it will look at you and say, okay, well, you verse that, but you will carry this person, this person, this person. Maybe you'll have one person who's a similar skill level as you, and then you have to carry that person. And at that point, you're going to catch an L. If you're versing a competent enough team or just competent enough players, even if they're not in the same lobby, like I said, we play full 6-man parties all the time in my stream. We're not talking, I'm talking to chat and stream, but in game, it's pretty chill, it's pretty laid back, it's like a solo's paradise. You have a full squad, but everybody's just kind of kicking back and relaxing, doing their own thing. But a lot of us still synchronize very nicely. When you're playing with randoms, it's a completely different story. There is no synchronization. And when you're versing people who synchronize nicely because they're all equally skilled, it's going to be a nightmare for you. Now, one of the reasons I'm really disappointed here is the fact that Infinity Ward said they were going to go ahead and put in a new disbanding lobby feature. Now, If you haven't noticed, since Modern Warfare 2019, all the lobbies disband. Nothing stays the same anymore. Sometimes on the rare occurrence, you'll verse the same squad, but usually everything just ditches the previous lobby and matches you up with a new one. It's how the algorithm reviews all of your stats and gets you ready for the next match coming up. It has to kick you, reevaluate, and then put you back in. And what this does is kills off your chance of keeping a casual lobby that you might come across while you're, scavenging the skill-based matchmaking streets here. You might find one outstanding lobby where people are playing for fun. Everybody's relaxing. Everybody's enjoying the game. People are playing it similarly to you, You might find that, and then the game boots you right out and you'll never get that experience ever again. The game will find you, 10 times more insane competition, and it will make sure that everything is like an MLG status. No fun. No goofing around, search and destroy, maybe ninja defusing or doing crazy stuff, None of that nonsense. It wants you to compete like you're in an MLG tournament. That's all it wants out of you. So when Infinity Ward said they were going to go ahead and fix disbanding lobbies, that made me really happy. Because if you do find a lobby and it doesn't disband, you can just stay there. You don't have to sit there and keep searching through the matchmaking and having the possibility of getting worse and worse games, because we all know that's what's going to happen. You'll actually be able to stick in a game. Now, they haven't really touched upon anything like this just yet, which is kind of disappointing. I feel like they're still going to go ahead and do it. It's probably a problem for them to try to find a middle ground of this whole system. I wish they would just completely strip it out of the game, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that whatever their fix is for disbanding lobbies, it'll be a good one, because we need this. That is the ultimate fix, because at the end of the day, the developers don't control the skill-based matchmaking. That's up to Activision. Activision has full say in the skill-based matchmaking. So the developers can only do workarounds for us. So I guess we have to see how good the workarounds truly are. It's just really disappointing, because at the end of the day, this is going to pull people away from the 6v6 experience. People won't want to touch this. Call of Duty used to be great because you had a mix of matches, because you can get an adrenaline rush every once in a while and get a competitive match every once in a while. You don't know what you're going to get. In 30 minutes, you can get 5 different experiences. Now, when you play COD in 30 minutes, you get 5 different sweat matches, Maybe for some, that's not bad. Like I said, if you're playing in a full 6-man party, yeah, that's not bad at all, right? For me personally, playing with you guys, it's great. We have a good time on stream, vibing out in these lobbies. But for a solo player, it's a whole different story. And the majority of these players are going to leave multiplayer and go over to DMZ and Warzone, because clearly DMZ and Warzone have a massive player count. And as we all know, when there's a massive player count, the skill-based matchmaking is far less effective. Is it still there? Yes, you are going to have competition. But since the player pool is so massive, in order to make the matches start fast enough, they just throw people in there, and it's going to be a nice handful of casuals, a nice handful of moderate, competition, a nice handful of actual competition. That's what makes Warzone and all these other games so popular, because they have that randomness factor already built in. The randomness factor that we knew from back in the day in OG COD multiplayer. That's in Warzone, but it's not in 6v6 anymore, And that's why everybody is leaving. That's why all the focus is going on to those game modes, because that is what is popular now. Even in Modern Warfare 2019, the majority of the people went over to Ground War, because 6v6 was literally a sweatbox. It was horrifying in 6v6 with how bad the competition was on a game-to-game basis, unless you played in a 6-man party. Again, solo players have been having a nightmare playing Call of Duty recently. And it's just simply not fair. At least bring in, what was that mosh pit called again? The one mosh pit that allowed only solo gameplay? At least bring that back into the game. Because at least then you're guaranteed to not have a full 6 stack against you. It's not going to guarantee you good teammates. It might give you the same situation where the whole enemy team is really skilled and then your team is, far less skilled than your own play style. Might still give you that, but at least the enemy team doesn't know each other. At least they might not be communicating. At least it gives you a partial one up in a team-based game mode, compared to, having the possibility of versing a full 6 stack where you are just going to get absolutely ran through. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor. Go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below on how you feel about skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare 2. Are you feeling it right now? Are you not feeling it? At first, I didn't really feel it too much. But once I got adjusted to the game, once I started getting more attachments, more weapons, grinding up the ranks, obviously it kicked in heavy. Now, like I said in past games, max rank, I am going to be getting competition. But on the occasion, I'll throw in casual games, especially, when I don't want to play competitively. If I'm getting beat up a few times in a row, maybe even 4 times in a row, usually the skill-based matchmaking will toe down and relax. But no, not current date, man. It's constant. It is full on pedal to the metal when it comes to the matchmaking within this game. But like I said, leave your personal experience down below. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two. We do still have Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.